So there's an update in the Roblox case. This is the one where Roblox sued Benjamin Robert Simon, also known as Ruben Sim. He has a YouTube channel, and he was accused of violating the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, California Comprehensive Computer Data Access and Fraud Act, for breach of contract in violating the terms of service, for fraud, for tortious interference with prospective economic relations, and tortious interference with a contract. If you recall, he posted a terrorist threat to discourage Roblox users from participating both online and in person, including a terroristic threat that sparked police activity and temporarily shut down the Roblox Developers Conference of 2021 in San Francisco. He glamorized the active shooter situation at YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, California. He circumvented the technological barriers that were blocking him from accessing Roblox, so he was able to create accounts and get back on. He violated the Roblox terms of use by discussing inappropriate things on their children-oriented platform, and also by cyberbullying and harassing Roblox employees and executives, including through defamatory personal accusations. And they sued him for $1.65 million, including attorney's fees, costs, interest, and injunctive relief. Well, the case didn't go very far, because as soon as Mr. Simon got his attorney involved, suddenly there is this stipulated order for injunction, monetary relief, and final judgment. So Mr. Simon basically agreed to a judgment against him. It's kind of like pleading guilty in a criminal case, but this is a civil case, so you can't really plead guilty. All you can do is admit liability, and instead of admitting liability on a case that has $1.65 million worth of consequences, you talk to the opposing side and you settle the case. You settle the case by agreeing to a judgment, agreeing to an injunction, and agreeing to monetary relief. Not unlike the Imagos v. Alex Maurer case, where Alex eventually agreed that her contributions were work-for-hire contributions, that they were the property of Imagos, and that she would not send any more DMCA takedowns. So let's go over what this stipulated order includes. It says Plaintiff Roblox Corporation filed its complaint November 23rd, 2021 against Benjamin Robert Simon for the various violations we read above. The parties now voluntarily consent to having a U.S. magistrate judge conduct the proceedings, including the trial and the entry of final judgment. The parties further stipulate or agree to the entry of this stipulated order to resolve all matters in the dispute between them. So there will be no trial, like they just said in the paragraph above. The agreement says that the court has jurisdiction, so there's no problem there. That the action asserts the various claims, that the defendant waives any right to appeal or otherwise contest this order, so this will be the end of the case. And the parties agree to bear their own costs and attorney's fees, so Mr. Simon does not have to pay Roblox's attorney's fees. First, an injunction. It is ordered that defendant is hereby permanently restrained and enjoined from the following actions. What does this mean? It means if Mr. Simon does any of these things, then he's in violation of a court order, and that's contempt of court or sanctionable conduct above and beyond whatever else it might be. So Mr. Simon is prohibited from making, publishing, or republishing false threats of terrorist activity relating to Roblox, to knowingly making false statements of fact about Roblox, to glamorizing or encouraging violence against Roblox, its employees, or facilities, from accessing the Roblox platform, other than those public portions of the Roblox website that do not require an account to access, from violating Roblox terms with respect to use of the Roblox platform and content or data obtained therefrom, from knowingly approaching within 100 feet of any Roblox office, facility, or residence, from making, publishing, or maintaining public display of any statement, video, or audio file that encourages or glamorizes either 1. Unauthorized access to the Roblox platform, or 2. Conduct on the Roblox platform that violates the Roblox terms. It is further ordered that defendant shall, within 7 days of this order, cause to be deleted or removed any online video, audio, or text authored by defendant that violates the terms of the above injunction, and defendant shall submit a report to Roblox under penalty of perjury within 10 days of this order certifying his compliance with this obligation. It is further ordered that defendant shall expeditiously cooperate with Roblox as needed within his rights and abilities to cause to be deleted or removed from any website or online platform any third-party copy of video, audio, or text authored by defendant that would violate the terms of the above injunction if published by defendant. So it sounds like he'll cooperate in assigning the rights to those things to Roblox so that they can send DMCAs, or he'll send DMCAs himself for any third-party copy that Roblox finds. And a monetary judgment. A judgment in the amount of $150,000 is entered in favor of Roblox against defendant. The court will retain jurisdiction for the purposes of construction, modification, and enforcement of the order, and this is so ordered on January 20th when the judge signed it, and it was signed by Mr. Simon on the 13th of January. Which is kind of an interesting date because 2 days after this, Mr. Simon went onto his YouTube channel and made a video about having been sued by Roblox. In his video, Mr. Simon asks himself a lot of softball questions, doesn't seem to get around to giving any concrete answers, and then spends most of the video pointing the finger at Roblox for conduct that's unrelated to the claims made in the lawsuit. Take that for what you will. Now, something that often happens in the background, we don't know if there is some private settlement agreement in addition to this injunction. Sometimes there's a private settlement that will include that we're going to agree to an injunction like this. It will impose something like a $150,000 penalty or judgment, and then it will say, you only have to pay so much of the judgment. As long as you don't violate it, we won't visit you with the $150,000 penalty. It's kind of an extra motivational factor. These settlements are usually private, so we would never know what the terms of it are unless somebody violates the agreement by revealing its terms, assuming that the agreement says so, that you can't reveal the terms of the agreement. So there's very likely a private settlement agreement with Mr. Simon and Roblox behind the scenes governing how Roblox is going to be able to enforce this injunction and enforce that agreement. He's probably not paid $150,000, but they entered a judgment against him, and whatever those terms are in the private agreement will limit what he pays of the $150,000. They may have let him off with no payment. It might be a small payment, like $10,000, small compared to the $150,000. It might be a payment this year, next year, the year after that, or whatever, as long as he's not violating the agreement. It could be really anything. Those are just likely scenarios that are common in these kinds of disputes. So I find that really interesting. I thought you might enjoy that a troll goes onto Roblox and does these various things, and that there are actually consequences for violating the terms of service of these various online platforms, if only those platforms decide to enforce. And it seems like in the past year or two, we've seen more and more of these terms of service contract violations being brought as actions against cheaters, against people who help other people cheat, against people who commit some kind of fraud or other hacking or bypassing the terms or bypassing a ban, maybe making money in a way that they're not supposed to make money, or in this case, making terroristic threats so that people are scared away from the Roblox Developers Conference last year. I think this was a wholly appropriate way for Roblox to respond to someone who is antagonizing them in such an illegal way. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to my top supporters in February: John Steele, Gavin Barnard, Eevi, Spirit Bear, Benjamin Hitov, Ugly Grill, Gutbrodj, Torpedan, ShadowTycho, Earthbound Star, PureMagma, TechTechPotato, Eric Tams, and the Blood-Soaked Survivors. You can support Lawful Masses on patreon.com/ljfrench, sponsors.com/law, through YouTube memberships, and through Floatplane subscriptions. Join me for our weekly live production stream on twitch.tv/lawfulmasses on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern US time. I hope everybody has a great week. I love you all. Bye.